All right, hey guys, Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. What we're going to be talking about today is basically making your own one of these. One of these right here. This is a power station. This is an amazing power station, and you can get power stations pretty cheap too. You can get them. Even Opus makes them from anywhere from $150 all the way up to thousands of dollars. I got this one here. I got another one right there too as well. They're fantastic. And what is a power station basically? It's basically a power station is a battery. A power station is a battery, and it's a battery in here, an inverter in here, and a battery charger in here, and a bunch of connections and a screen. That's what it is. And they are fantastic, and they are super popular. We love power stations. This one, for example, that we're looking at right here, this is 1200 watt, 992 watt hours. So basically, it's for all practical purposes, almost 100 watt or 100 amp hour battery is almost what this one here is. But what if you wanted to make your own? You can do that. And you can make your own very easily and have multifunctional purposes. Now again, I love these power stations. This particular one here lives in my trailer. Okay, this is going to stay in my trailer and be used on all my hunting trips all the time. It's perfect. I have a bigger one right here that is actually going to stay and run my computers because they also are a battery backup system. But you can see this one right there. It's going to run my battery backup system for my computers, and it is also going to be used for all kinds of stuff during power outages as well too. However, what we have here is versions of our own and also multipliers. Okay, so we'll get into that. That's what this stuff here in the middle is. Now you will need a battery charger to charge these. So whatever you need for a battery, simple. These are like, I'll link it below. I love these. I have like 3 of them. They're really quick. They're, what is this, 15 amp? I think this is a 15 amp charger. Yeah, 15 amp charger, and they're like 20 bucks, and it's all digital screen. Works amazing. Those things are fantastic. So there's that. We'll get into this stuff here, but here's a power strip that I can use on that. What this cord here lets me do is if I don't want to run this as an inverter and I want to use either of these batteries, here we got a 100 amp hour, here we got a 280 amp hour. These things are beasts. I will show you that. But if I want to use either one of these to power my actual power station and get more power out of my power station, I have this setup right here that I can do. So basically, and I have it all wired in. Actually, I made another video on this, and I will show you this. I'll put a clip in here from the other video I made, because I did one on this originally. I was going to post that video, but then I thought, you know what? I might just steal bits and pieces from that one, because now I have this one here, and I'm making this video. So I will show you this, but this will actually, this cord setup will let me use either of these batteries to power this. This is a 100 amp hour, a little less than, but call it 100 amp hour. This is also a 100 amp hour, as you see on here. So this, by connecting this from that battery to here, doubles my power output of this, doubles the power output of it. This one here, much heavier, okay, much heavier in weight. About 60 pounds here, about probably 22 pounds here, 60 pounds here, but this is 280. This is 3 of these, or 3 of these. I've done a full video on that. If I connect that with this from here to here, okay, what I have done is I have basically made this 4 times as powerful. So, and that's what my intentions are. This setup right here, this battery setup with the inverter on it, will sit in my trailer when I am on my hunting trips. This will sit in my trailer, and it will be connected to this, and it will power this as well. So I'll have that capability. And I can power things through this as well too on its own right. This is a pure sine inverter. This one is not. We'll cover this stuff, but there's a lot of capabilities that we can do with those. But basically, what you're doing with what I've done here is making a version of these that is cheaper. Now, these are very nice. This one, I think, on the site is about $400. I think it's $700 for the bigger one. And again, your 1,000 amp hour in here. But again, you have everything in it. This, however, on the other side, this one is a 1,000-watt inverter on here. Now, that is not a pure sine inverter. This is a pure sine inverter, but this is a $200 battery and a $50 inverter. Makes it $250, so it's much more affordable than this. That's the beauty of these. They're not as nice and fancy, not as clean cut, not going to charge if you know. This gives you options of running solar and a bunch of things, and you can with all this stuff too. But this is a nice, neat, clean package in an actual power station like this. So that's a very nice feature. Let's get that out of the way here so we can look at these. But if we want to make our own and have that function, so here we got two. Here we got a very lightweight, like I said, 20-something pounds. I mean, we are talking one finger lifting, okay? We are talking no big deal. But we have a 100 amp hour battery, LiPo 4 lithium phosphate battery, Power Queen battery. And then we have an inverter mounted on here, 1,000-watt inverter. I did not do pure sine on this one because I had that inverter laying around. Turn it on, there it is, runs just like everything else does. It'll power tools, I'll show you that. I'll bring a tool out, we'll put something in there. But you got a inverter, right? Or you have it's basically a battery generator is what it is. And it'll run for quite a while. This one here that we have over here, however, is literally three of these. Three of these in this one package. So we have this 280 amp hour LiPo 4 battery. Handles on here. Again, we are talking about 60 pounds. This is not light by any means. Not light at all. But it's three of these. If my power goes out, I can take this thing and just set it in a house. Now I don't have to listen to a generator run or anything like that, and this thing will power everything I need to. Again, in my trailer, when I go on my trip, I can put this in there. This is not one that I'm going to haul around a bunch of places because it is 60 pounds. That's a little heavier than I want to deal with. It's not horrible, but you definitely feel it. There is some weight. It's 57 pounds for the battery, about 3 pounds for the inverter. So it's definitely got some weight to it, like a normal battery does. So we got some weight on here. But what we have is we have capability. This is a 2,000 watt pure sine inverter. Pure sine, meaning the cleanest energy you can get out of it. It's safe for all electronics. You can run CPAP machines. You can run medical equipment. You can run anything. If you're somebody who is going to be camping and you're going to need to be able to run CPAP machine, a power station will do fantastic. One of these will also do fantastic. You will want a pure sine inverter even on one of these. This is just a standard non-pure sine inverter, but I've had it around, so I put it on there to see how this was going to be. But again, you could make a very lightweight one that's basically like this with a pure sine inverter on it for $300. It's going to run for a very long time, and it doesn't weigh anything, 20 pounds. Okay, this one here is three of those equivalent. So again, power outages, running my other power stations as a battery system in a trailer. This thing is amazing. So we put what we did here, same as this one, I strapped it on with some Velcro straps. Here I used paracord and I used the trucker hitch and I tied them nice and tight and it's on there. It's not coming off. It doesn't move. It doesn't slide around. It doesn't anything. It just stays right there. And it's wired right into the battery. It's simple and functional and easy. There's nothing crazy on this. And when we turn this on, right here, we fire that baby up. We get full digital display, everything, pure sine inverter. It is very quiet. It does have fans on either side, but it gives me all my input. I have 3 power outlets, and I have a USB port right there too. So we got everything we need, and this thing will run anything I need to run for 300 amp hours. That's a lot of power. Again, this is 3 of these big batteries inside of here. 3 of this is inside of here. So this system here, now this is a $500 battery. $500 battery plus a $150 inverter puts you at $650. But when you compare a power station of this capable capacity, you're up in the $2,000 range to get this kind of power. So it's very nice to have this unit here be what it is. And it's in those ones, they're on wheels and they're big and they're heavy. This is a very compact, super small version of this and a way to make your own. So as far as powering them, you know, we just grab in here. Let's just grab a tool here or something. What do we got sitting here? Here's a grinder. We take a grinder and we plug it in right here. Hang on here. Let me pick my, plug it in and turn it on. Got a readout right there. Gives me all my details, voltage, what's being used, what my battery level is, everything like that. That's it, okay? I can do anything I want to, power anything I want to with it, on, off. Everything is here on this display, as you're seeing right here, full functionality, and we are set. Pop that back out of there. Same thing with this one, no difference. But there it is. I mean, simple, functional, easy, effective, and easy to make, not expensive to build. Now, I can power a lot of different things with these, so they come in very handy. This one here will also, I have a half-size one. It will live, I'm going to build a power station like this for inside of my truck. This one here is, like I said, a nice portable in-camp unit for running my lights and anything I need to, and my laptops and stuff like that. I can run all that stuff in camp. This one here, the big dog, this big beast, is a home power outage kind of thing where I can grab this and set it up. If we're only going to lose power for maybe 8-10 hours, I can run everything I need with this. Maybe even 15 hours, I can run everything I need with this and not have to come out here and get generators or any of that kind of stuff that I got to mess with. So very, very handy to make one of these if you're looking to build your own. Again, I'll put a link to this stuff below, but this battery, $500, $150 for this inverter. This is pure sine inverter. This is pure genius and massive, massive power for a very affordable price. There's a win-win in this system here that is pretty hard to beat. Does it look kind of cheesy being set up like this? I don't care. I'm going to park it somewhere and leave it sit there, and it's going to do its job. But I got all my outlets, everything I need. I don't need it to be any crazier or fancier. I just carry it wherever I need to put it in, and make it do its job and let it run. Same with this one here. Simple, functional, effective. I can use these things to power anything. I could use them to power my, my cooler if I want to. I could take this thing right here, plug it into either one of these things, and I could run my ice comb right in the truck or in camp and have this thing. This will run this thing for I'll get a week of power to be able to keep everything cold and set in here out of this thing. And it's a little 20-pound battery. Even if I don't even have to use the inverter. I can just hook right in the 12-volt side. So like I said, so versatile, so much option and capability with these things. So many things that we can do with this type of a system, and for a very affordable price. Like I said, this one here, if you were buying it, you got the battery on sale, say for $170, you're looking at $200 setup right here for 100 amp hours of power and a 1,000-watt inverter. That's a lot of go time for a couple $100 right there compared to the stuff we see these days that are out there. This one here, this is the reason I made the video. Okay, there's a lot of great power stations out there. There's a lot of phenomenal things that you can do, but the prices of them start to get astronomical when you start getting above this size. You start getting into thousands of dollars when you start getting up there into, you know, bigger sizes of this capacity. When you're looking at something like this and what you get out of this battery and this inverter for $650, there's a lot here. Like I said, this will power a lot of stuff in your house for quite a while and you'll have no issues. So beautiful system, great setup, but if you want to make your own power station, you want to build your own, this is one way you could do it right here. Sweet, simple, and easy, not overthinking it. Tying on an inverter right on the side, have it wired in, hardwired. You have all of your outlets. You can plug in your extension cords, your power strips, but there it is, right there. That's it. Functional. That's it, right there, ready to run. Sweet, simple, easy, all my gauges, everything there. Plug in, I got 3 outlets right there. And again, you can plug a power strip right into it too. So full functionality, full capability. That's what we're looking for. That's what you get right here in these couple of systems. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.